Welcome to the Center for Undergraduate Excellence's Academic Poster Design video. This video will instruct you on how to turn your research project, paper, or creative activity into an academic poster. Creating an effective academic poster requires planning, art, science, and attention to detail. The first step in poster design is brainstorming. Here are some questions to consider. Who is your target audience? Do they have prior knowledge in your field of research or creative project? Should the poster be technical or free of technical jargon? What information or data is important? If a person is only going to remember one idea about my work, what would I want that idea to be? What are the most interesting, astounding, or important concepts I have discovered during my research or creative project? Stay focused on your message and keep it simple. Simple messages are more memorable, and details distract from the main point and can be supplied in person as needed. Omit anything that is not essential, and edit text carefully. Simplify verbiage and reduce sentence complexity. Once this is completed, it is time to design your poster around the content. Incorporate visual grammar by using images, charts, and graphs. You can also utilize short paragraphs, bullet points, and quotes. Some students like to sketch their poster by hand on paper before entering it into the PowerPoint slide. In general, academic posters are created using a single PowerPoint slide. Academic posters can range in size. Thus, you should consult the conference or symposium for the required or recommended poster size. The recommended poster size for the Student Scholar Symposium is 48 inches by 36 inches. To input the correct dimensions into a PowerPoint slide, click on the Design tab from the Slide Size drop-down and choose Custom Slide Size. Input 48 inches for width and 36 inches for height. In general, posters are set in landscape, but you can adjust as necessary. Then hit OK. It is important to adjust the PowerPoint slide size before starting your poster. If you change the sizing after designing your poster, the information will become distorted and you'll need to start over. You may utilize the PowerPoint template slide on the Center for Undergraduate Excellence's website under Student Scholar Symposium, which has the correct dimensions for printing. Most people looking at your poster are only going to look at it for a minute or two. You don't want to overwhelm them with information. You can explain content and infuse more details when you present your poster at the Student Scholar Symposium or other academic presentation platforms. Use visual grammar to guide readers to the important parts of your poster. The poster should create a visual that guides the reader with the use of titles and graphics. Don't use too much text. The poster's total word count should be between 500 and 800 words. Text elements should be kept to 50 words or fewer, and use sections and blocks of text to break things up. Use short pieces that are easier to understand and that grab the reader's attention. Use phrases rather than full sentences, and use an active voice. You can insert a QR code to allow the reader to view your complete paper or research findings. Also, in general, box-style justified text is visually appealing, but left justified text is acceptable as well. Do not center justify unless for a title. Use organization cues to guide readers through your poster. This can include bullet points, numbers, headlines, and text boxes. Balance the placement of text and graphics to create a visual appeal. Use whitespace creatively to help define the flow of information. Your poster should have a good visual balance of figures and text, separated by whitespace. Balance occurs when images and text are approximately reflected across a central horizontal, vertical, or diagonal axis. Headings should orient readers and convey major points. Summarize. Use headings as opportunities to summarize your work in large letters. A hurried reader should be able to get to the main points from the headings alone. Organize. Good headings are a part of the visual grammar that helps move readers through your poster. Be hierarchical. The more important the point, the larger the type. And be bold. Make the strongest statement your research allows. Keep fonts simple and legible. Be conscious of font colors. For example, it's very difficult to read text in yellow, so try to use dark blue, black, and other dark colors. Don't use too many font styles. It distracts from your content, and if more than one font is necessary, only use 2 to 3 different fonts. Choose basic, easy-to-read fonts and nothing specialized. For example, when you download a specialized font, it may look fine on your computer, but when viewed and printed from a different computer, the font style may not translate. In addition, important information should be readable from 10 feet away. Headings and titles should be much larger than the body text. Titles should be at least 36 points, and the text at least 24 points. Graphics usage will vary depending on your discipline. Good graphics, graphs, illustrations, and photos are the centerpiece of your poster. You need pictures and graphics that relate to your project, not pictures and graphics that you think just look pretty. Ideally, they should be both. Good graphs communicate relationships quickly. Photos can help deliver your message and can attract attention. Remember to keep it balanced. Don't use too many graphics and lose sight of the content. Only use high-resolution photos and graphics. Write explanations directly in figures instead of referencing elsewhere in the poster. Text on graphs must follow the same guidelines as all other text so that it will be visible. Graphs should be simple and clean. And remember to focus on your data. Avoid three-dimensional graphs unless you're displaying three-dimensional data. If that's the case, proceed carefully. Many 3D graphs are difficult to interpret. Use simple two-dimensional line graphs, bar charts, and scatter plots. Maintain graphic integrity. The physical area on a graph should be proportional to the numbers represented. Data should not be displayed out of context, and explanatory material and labels should be included on the graph. Your credits should include the following. Your name. Sounds obvious, but sometimes people are so caught up in working on the poster design, they forget to put their name. Co-authors should be displayed along with your name as well. The title of your poster, sources and references. This varies. Check with your instructor or professor. You want to make sure that you have some references on the poster and that you follow the field standard citation format. You cannot put all your references and sources on the poster. CUE suggests the main one or two that you used. You can also create a handout or a website that lists the rest of the sources. Some students create QR codes and put them on their posters. To create a QR code, you can input a URL into a generator such as qr-code-generator.com. You can then download it to use on your poster. If applicable, include your class title. If you research creative activities for a particular class, you need to include the class name and number on your poster. Acknowledgements. Acknowledge anybody that's helped you on this project. This could include an advisor, your professor, or anybody that's given you funding for your research. And university affiliation. If you're presenting outside of Chapman University, include your university affiliation. There are a number of commonly used poster formats. However, it is a good idea to consult with your faculty mentor before choosing your format. Column format. This allows readers to read the entire poster as they proceed from left to right. If the poster is organized in columns, viewers can read all of the column before they move to the next column. Readers tend to read top to bottom, a phenomenon called reader gravity by Wielden. One recent academic poster design has started to become more popular. This layout is unique in that it prominently and simply displays the main finding from the research. The goal of this design is to make it easy for attendees to glean more information from poster sessions. It also makes it easier to engage with researchers. In essence, this design creates a better learning and collaborative environment for both presenters and attendees, while remaining easy to design. The crux of the design lies in the central panel. This part consists of a large set text that has the main takeaway from your project in plain language. This panel would also include a prominent QR code for attendees to scan that will bring them more information about your work, such as your paper or website, etc. The right side is used for personal reference while conversing with attendees about your work. This could include important details or particular graphs that would help to illustrate your argument. The left side is a summary for individuals who want to learn about your project while you're still talking to other attendees. This is a condensed version of the standard poster that may include an introduction, methodology, results, etc. However, the text should still be brief and easy to read. Like any paper or completed work, always double-check the details. Proofread your poster. It looks fine on the screen with one typo that you may not notice, but imagine when that poster is printed and blown up to size. Follow poster or printing instructions received from the Center for Undergraduate Excellence or the unit printing your poster. Always convert your PowerPoint slide into a PDF. If your slide is not converted, the unit printing your poster will convert your slide to PDF. However, It is possible that the poster can become slightly distorted if converted on a different computer. The person printing your poster is not responsible for any changes that may happen during conversion. And do not be late when submitting the poster. CUE, or whoever is printing your poster, has many to print. Congratulations! You have now designed an academic poster. The poster titled, "I Can Take an Empty Space and Call It a Bare Stage," searching for a through line in the diverse roles of the theater director, has an effective design. Large, minimal text accompanies illustrative photos. The format follows a logical progression from left to right, making the argument clear and easy to follow. In this project, the influence of visuospatial intervention on mathematical ability also exemplifies the properties of the ideal poster discussed in this video. The design has enough white space to allow the design to breathe and not be overwhelming for the viewer. The text is clearly laid out and follows a logical progression. This better poster focuses on the essence of the design, simplicity. The designer bolded the subject of the succinct conclusion in the center. They also distilled the project on the left for passers-by, with every main section of the research process represented. The information on the right aids in conversation with attendees. And finally, for the curious, there is a prominent QR code with clear instructions to further reading. Please feel free to contact CUE with questions, feedback, or technical support needs at cue@chapman.edu.